What's up guys, Jens Garcia here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Blackberry Z10. This is BlackBerry's new flagship phone and hoping to get back in the mobile industry. It is running the latest Blackberry 10 OS, but does it have what it takes to be back in the game? Well, we're gonna find out. The phone has an interesting design and it does remind me of the HTC One and iPhone 5 in a way. It is very lightweight and it feels very comfortable even you're holding it in landscape, thanks to the bezels for making it comfortable to hold. It weighs in at 137.5 grams with dimensions of 5.12 by 2.58 by 0.35 inches. Now, although the phone's body is entirely plastic, it really didn't feel like it because of the rubberized texture on the back. So this is not something that's going to slip out of your hands easily. As we take a closer look at the phone, on the right we will see the volume rocker. In the middle of that you'll also see another button, which is actually a mute button. Now it also acts as voice control if you hold it. On the left there you will see the micro HDMI port, which is a nice addition, and the next to that is a micro USB port for charging and syncing. At the top is a 3.5mm headphone jack, power and lock button, and a microphone. Down the bottom you'll see the speaker. Now you'll also notice that there's a long cutout, and that is because it's the access to the battery, micro SIM card, and micro SD card slot that will allow you to expand the internal storage to an additional 64GB. At the front is a call speaker along with the sensors, 2-megapixel front-facing camera, and an LED notification light. Below that is the BlackBerry branding and another microphone. Now the logo also acts as the unlock and other functions too, and that is all part of the new OS. The phone has an 8-megapixel camera with an LED flash, and below that you'll see the embedded BlackBerry logo. The Z10 features a 4.2-inch display with a resolution of 1280 by 768 and a pixel density of 355 ppi, which is a little bit higher than the iPhone 5's Retina display. But comparing to some of the high-end phones we'll see right now, such as the HTC One or even the Galaxy S4, the Z10 is a tad lower. But being said that the display looks gorgeous, the colors are accurate with nice black levels. The brightness is just right, and it also has a nice viewing angle. In terms of outer visibility, it is actually very visible, even on a bright sunny day. It has a dual-core Snapdragon S4 Pro processor, clocked at 1.5 GHz, accompanied by Adreno 225 GPU and 2GB of RAM. While the phone is not as powerful comparing to the HTC One or the Samsung Galaxy S4 that are both running the latest Snapdragon 600 processor, it still works very well with the OS. Being said that the device is fast, it's great for multitasking, and I've never really experienced any lag during a week of testing the device. When I played Nova 3, it took a long time to load it up. The graphics was great though, but it wasn't the smoothest. The 1800 mAh of battery on the phone is actually quite impressive. On a normal day, it actually lasted for a full day, but on a busy day, it lasted me for 11 hours. I was using the HSDPA Plus connection when I was browsing the web, but you'll definitely get a lot less if you are using the 4G connection. Speaking of connection, the Z10 also supports dual-band Wi-Fi antenna as well as Bluetooth version 4. The Z10 is sporting an 8-megapixel rear camera that shoots 1080p videos at 30 frames per second and 2 megapixels at 720p. While BlackBerry isn't really known for their cameras on a smartphone, it seems like things have changed around. The quality that the Z10 can take is excellent. It has a great saturation, which makes photos more alive. It has a fast autofocus with great depth of field. It also uses back illuminated sensor, which means that the camera captures more light for better low light photos. The only downside when shooting in low light is that the photo seems to be quite grainy. The 2-megapixel front-facing camera is not as bad either if you have enough lighting around you. It has a nice and balanced color tone. While the camera doesn't have a lot of options, it is still packed with a few effects perfect for uploading to your social media sites. Time shift is also a feature that BlackBerry highlights on this phone. Basically, it takes several photos, just like the best face feature on the Galaxy Note 2 and other Samsung devices running Android 4.1.1. It is a very neat feature and it will definitely benefit a lot of users. The phone is running the brand new BlackBerry 10 OS, and it's not like their old OS that you will see on the BlackBerry Bold and such. I was actually a little bit worried in the beginning about the support, but for new OS it is actually quite impressive. Although at the moment they are still missing with some of the exclusive apps like Instagram for example, to really enjoy the experience of the camera, so we're gonna have to wait for that. Being said that, it took me a day to get used with all the gestures of the new OS, as there are no home, back, and recently opened app buttons on the device, which in my opinion is not a bad move from BlackBerry. It is definitely a great new experience instead of always seeing the same buttons. Unlocking the phone can now be done by touching the bottom edge of the glass and simply sliding your finger up. This gesture also works if you want to get out of the app, and it will take you to the home screen or your previously opened apps and then close it from there. Now to move around the home screen, for example, you want to go to your text messages, you can swipe from left to right, swipe back from the right to go back to all your apps. Just like Android, BlackBerry 10 also has a pull down bars for quick settings and main settings. The last gesture of all the gestures is checking the notification. To show the notifications, touch the bottom edge of the glass and slowly slide your finger up. Now this will show you how many notifications you have for every apps. There are some parts in the OS where it wasn't as smooth, like the settings page for example, but it's just a minor issue. But overall, they did an amazing job with the new BlackBerry 10. Even though it's new, it still has that pure BlackBerry feel on the device by keeping the BlackBerry messaging. Now speaking of messaging, I love how the keyboard has been set up on this device, as the company is famous for their physical keyboards, and the Z10 really proves that. The text prediction is accurate and works very well. Simply swipe the key upwards, and if there are any related words, then it will be added to the message. Considering that the Z10 is running BlackBerry's latest OS, the phone is actually quite impressive. It certainly is a great smartphone with some great offerings, including the 8-megapixel camera and the new features on the BlackBerry 10. While there's still a lot of work to do with the OS, I certainly have a lot of hope for the company. So there you have it guys, that is my review of the BlackBerry Z10. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I'm Jens Garcia and I'll see you all in the next one.